exclusive. The Houston Rodeo is announcing here on The Factor, they're tightening up a dress code that aims at addressing what you all have been talking about, clothes worn by some that pushes the envelope of decency off the damn desk. The new dress code policy reads, clothing that is not appropriate for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo grounds includes, but is not limited to, clothing with objectionable material, including obscene language or graphics, excessively torn cloth, visible undergarments, and or clothing which by nature exposes excessive portions of the skin that may be viewed as inappropriate for a family environment. Wearing clothing, visible tattoos, or any other attire bearing the name, insignia, colors, or indicia of affiliation to a criminal street gang is prohibited on the rodeo showgrounds.
Even smelt my cat, boy. I never even sneezed on this nigga. And he up here talking about something. I ain't want to have to expose you, Clarissa. What?
You know the truth. You know I'm finna expose the truth now. And you know they gonna swipe left and see what time it is. Clarissa, you were fucking with me the long way. The only reason that you went old boy way is because a nigga poly. Everybody who know me know I'm poly. They know I got 2-3 girlfriends. And you said, bud, I don't want to be a part of that. And I said, man, you tripping. But you know I'm poly, and I'm finna show the receipts that you were poly. You got mad because I went on vacation. I was with my girls. We were vibing. You know what I'm saying? I kept it player. Yeah, I'm hurt. Man, come on. How am I gonna be hurt? I got 3 motherfucking women in my house. Come on, man. You really seriously think that? Man, a nigga 2-player for that. I keep telling you playing with me, man. Stop playing with me. You gonna make me keep showing shit that I really don't want to show. But since you want to record phone calls, guess what? I'm finna release all this footage. Yeah, on Christmas, I was inside the crib. When you was on FaceTime, Papoose, I got the video. When she FaceTiming you, guess what? I'm sitting right there in the living room. You remember this? Remember she was on FaceTime with you? Remember this? When I'm at? At the house. So if you gonna play these games, yeah, shaking my head, you know, for the streets. At the same chair that I helped her get for her home woman gift. That bed, I picked out that bed. The bed with the TV.
Does he?
I don't like men touching.
Well, you know he's the master of the jab now. He is the master of that jab. And he's got great movement. He's shown.
Okay, wait. Let's just do it like this, right?
Okay.
If Devin Haney got bodied by Ryan, who got bodied by me, Ryan bodied him with no effort, being drunk every single day, literally. Ryan bodied him, and I bodied Ryan with no effort. Please, just stop. Just stop. It's so I can't even comprehend this stuff. I really can't.
Now you know they're gonna say he tested positive.
At the end of the day, if everybody's just trying to use defense, this and that, just moving around the ring, there's gonna be no fucking action. I know I have confidence in my chin, I have confidence in my power. Sometimes you gotta take those chances. If you don't take chances, then you're not gonna have nights like this, you know what I mean? So I knew my chin is pretty good. I knew what I was up against, so we went in there and we got the job done.
It is a great fight.
Definitely, because at the end of the day, I don't want to, me as a fan, I don't want to spend my money and, see something I don't like to see. At the end of the day, these fights are expensive, to the regular person. So I want my people to feel comfortable buying my fight and be like, that shit was worth it. What fights are you looking forward to?
Bro, I really wanted to fight Shakur bad, and he's out here saying, "Oh, I'm the best."
He thinks he's the best, and he's already willing to go up to 144. Just go up 3 more pounds. You know what I mean? It's the same shit.
You're not gonna struggle. Fuck,
exactly.
You eating? Yeah.
All right. Shakur Stevenson beefing with his Hispanic brethrens, man. So, we gonna talk good ish about that. Ennis and Zayas, Keef and Fundora. I don't know. I'm getting a uptick in Keith Thurman fans coming in here crying about I'm saying Keith ain't got no chance versus Fundora. Put your money up then. If you believe in Keith, put your money where my eyes can see. You know what I'm saying? Put your money up, man. Then Golden Boy, we can start off there, man. We're gonna start off with the small stuff. Ain't gonna waste no time, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link in the description, join the Patreon, man. X, Facebook, Instagram, whole nine, right? So apparently Golden Boy is close to signing a new deal with the Zone. It just let you know, man, that the Zone don't care nothing about the black fighters. Let me say that again. Remember how they did Devin Haney when it came to George Kambosos? Oh, he wasn't worth it. I know they lost money on Canelo. I know they lost money on a lot of these non black fighters that they dealing with. But when it came to Andrade, when it came to Devin Haney, when they was talking about they ain't want to deal with them no more, it's only becomes an issue when they start losing money on black fighters. See, they didn't stand on business if this is true. In fact, if Virgil Ortiz didn't fight Boots, that they wasn't gonna get no deal. It make you wonder if the Zone was in on it the whole time. The Zone and Golden Boy poised to announce a signed extension. Official says, like, what does Oscar De La Hoya legitimately have to offer to the Zone? Like, you have to have nothing going on. You got to live in that town that what's my man from GTA? Trevor lived in, like a hick town, hillbilly, meth type of town, to sit there and watching Golden Boy card. I ain't watched the Golden Boy card. Even that Ryan card they did with PBC, bro. I watched Gary Anton Russell and Andy Hiroka, and I watched a round or two of Ryan and Mario Barrios or something like that. And I took my black ass to bed. I just can't find myself watching a Golden Boy card. Like, get a fucking life. Get a life, like, legitimately, man. Like, they cards are so mundane, bro. And what value do they have? And it's just the Boot should already know, just watching this, that the Zone don't have your back. They don't got your black. All right. That's just what it is. And I'm gonna say it again. They don't have your black. Okay. So once you kind of start looking at a lot of this stuff that they going through on the Zone, man, the Zone is run by a Russian dude, who got some ties in the UK. Is ran by a bunch of brats. They don't care nothing about your black ass Boots, because if they really was standing on business, they refused to deliver the Virgil Ortiz fight for Boots. They wouldn't even do no deal with Boots. I mean, they wouldn't even do no more deals with Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy. They bring zero value to the Zone. Zero value to the Zone. Now they can click up and create a super app on the Zone, and they can create it. But I mean, honestly, the Zone is just like CBS. It smells like arthritis cream. It feels like a old rice pudding at a senior citizen home or assisted living home. The Zone ain't where it's at. I'd never buy the Zone. I would never purchase shit from the Zone. The Zone ain't did nothing but lie, perpetrate, fake, rob the fans. Why would you buy anything from this channel? The commentary is 2 packs of funky feet. Okay, like let's just keep it a bean. They don't deliver. And then when it comes to marketing their fights, they don't market their fights. They do not market their fighters or their fights. So this is if Boots is smart, man, he'll figure out that they don't have his back. They do not have Jerron Boots Ennis' back on the Zone. Because if they had his back and Virgil, now had that been reversed, they probably would find a way not to fuck with Jerron Ennis no more. But I say they wouldn't release Eddie Hearn because Eddie Hearn is plugged in with them. There's a Russian based in the UK that run it. So you already know Eddie Hearn plugged in. They ain't gonna never get rid of Eddie. Eddie don't bring no value. Like the cards real. I'll give PBC this. PBC cards are hip. PBC cards have an uptick. And I heard somebody in the comment section, well, he was like, Ramirez and Benavidez is for us. Well, let's see what the numbers are. I want to see the numbers. I want to see the numbers to Benavidez and Gilberto Ramirez. You know what I'm saying? And they're not going to be good. I'll tell you that right now. They're not going to be good. You know? But this is let you know, man. And then you got Fundora going around. He's talking about that they're going to be fighting, you know, they targeting fighting Virgil Ortiz on the Canelo undercard. You know, if he beat Keith Thurman. That's really, really Pacific. Tell me that's real Pacific to be talking about. Well, you know, I would love to fight Virgil Ortiz. You know, it's real Pacific to say I love to fight Virgil Ortiz on the Canelo undercard. Shit, we ain't even know who Canelo fighting in September. I think Lester Martinez supposed to be fighting. I might check pop in on Pro Box. That Pro Box card they had last Saturday, that shit was fire. That main event. You know? So we'll see. We'll see. But you know, they had no plans on fighting Boots. None. Even when they first negotiated, when Turkey put the money up for Boots, they had no plans on fighting Boots. They knew Boots was trying. They know people in the industry know. They know what people trying to do. Okay. They know what's going on. They knew Boots was trying to, you know, unify with Stannis or get another belt and try to get the ring belt. And that's why they was acting all big and bad and puffing their chests out. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's a bad cancellation prize between, you know, Virgil Ortiz and Fundora, but it shouldn't have to take you being scared to fight Boots for you to finally fight Sebastian Fundora. You was the interim champion, feel like for a couple years for Sebastian Fundora, Virgil Ortiz. So they, like I said before, man, Golden Boy, these Golden Boy is some cowards. They some cowards, bro. They some cowards. They some juicing ass cowards, bro. That's just what it is. Very, very, you know, racist ass company. Go back to those emails. Go back to see the treatment of how they treated black fighters, you know, in their company. That's what it is. And that's why niggas will start looking at Bernard kind of funny. Like, Bernard, you rolling with these Hectors that don't like niggas. You know, at the end of the day, you was one or two fighters historically to ever win Manager of the Year while being an active fighter. George Foreman being the other one. Like, why are, you know, you got your nose up these Hector's ass and you don't even put your people on from Philly. You don't even put your own people on from Philly. It ain't like he Golden Boy black and they Golden Boy Mexican. No. That's why Bernard, you know, for years, Bernard Hopkins was calling Donovan McNabb all types of names and insinuating that he was a sellout. But guess what? Somebody that go that hard like that, who's the real sellout? Bernard Hopkins has been criticized as being the real sellout. When you got all these other avenues, all this wealth of knowledge, you know what I'm saying? What black fighter has flourished under Golden Boy? I ask again, what black fighter has flourished under Golden Boy? None. And that's supposed to be his will. And Shane Mosley was over there. In a minute, you know, the minute they could throw Shane under the bus, they did. You know, when Ryan popped out, what did they say? Well, Shane Mosley popped out too. And Shane was being a fucking biscuit eating watermelon chicken raccoon defending Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. And then they turned on him and started talking about how he was a cheater. Hector ain't your friend, bruh. Hector is not your friend. I don't know why y'all believe this, and this Floyd Coonfield gonna find out. You know what I'm saying? Shakur Stevenson, he just found out. You know, you might try to identify as a Hispanic, and we happy for you, but to them, you still a nigga. And they might have gave David Benavidez the honorary Negro award, but he about to just show y'all, man. You know, I'm still a Hector. I don't fuck with you niggas like that. I might dress like you. I might put on a little fro like you. But guess what? I'm still Hispanic first. I don't fuck with you niggas. This is what I be trying to tell y'all, bruh. Read between the lines, bruh. Boots. That's why Boots should have been putting a belt to ass verbally on Duran. I mean, on Virgil Ortiz. He let him duck easy, bruh. But then again, this is the same brother that wanted to go put his nose up Canelo's pussy and beg him to beat another black man. So he been on the blacklist, or he been on the raccoon list. You know what I'm saying? He been raccooning. Hope he choke on that coon ass biscuit that he fucking eating too. Y'all get grace to coons, not me. Not me. When it came out that he was on his hands and knees like fucking Frankie Lyman, begging Canelo Alvarez to come help him beat Canelo, beat Crawford. And Crawford never denied you nothing. You didn't want to fight. Just like most people believe you didn't want to really get in them trenches with Bud. But, you know, time to switch lanes. You know, Jay Cash, the money man, salute. He said, I'm so sick of Clarissa Shields. I mean, I must agree. Apparently, Boots cracked the quote. They saying Boots hit it. Oh, I ain't heard that one. I don't hear that one. According to Philly sources, down. Oh, so people in Philly. See, I don't really like niggas really kissing and tell, but I understand it. These bitches run their mouth so much and they be lying so much. I frown upon it, but I understand it. If that make any sense, kissing and telling, I frown upon, but I understand it. He said, "Laugh all I believe," and apparently AB was right about Alicia Bumgarner video showing Cam getting cracked. Apparently used to be Super Bob. She got popular. Sean Cam. I don't know who Sean Cam is, but when you put women around men, you know, they naturally gonna give it up. You know what I mean? Women just being around a guy that they weren't attracted to and they formed an attraction and she let them crack, bro. Like, come on, man. When you put women, all them female reporters that be in the locker room with them dudes after the game and they testosterone, you think these women don't be getting cracked, man? Women don't really have control like y'all think they do. You know what I'm saying? Women cheat way more than dudes. And look at who a chick like Malika Andrews marry, a guy that she can walk all over. I be trying to tell y'all, man, these women is for, like, most of these women is for everybody. Chris is not nothing worth talking about. If I cracked, I wouldn't want no one to know. Shout out to the Bay Area, Donald Banks, bro. Where you been at, bro? He said Keef finna get stopped. I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, dog, I just ain't with the kissing and telling shit. I keep it peep, but I mean, like I said, I get it. You know, I really do. I really get it though, man. He said, I understand, David, but at the same time, hit not get hit. He know the deal. But then again, I'm not defending Shakur when it comes to these pink Latinos. Shout out to Jay Cash. Black Jericho, salute, happy Saturday. Because I see it like David Benavidez versus Shakur, way to get Bud to come out of retirement to fight David, man. We get there, Bud ain't coming out of retirement. See, I only ever bought one DAZN fight, and I believe that was Devin Ryan and Better BF and Beevil 2. Other than that, DAZN is a shitty ass platform. I keep telling y'all that. Canelo is supposed to fight Mbili since, you know, he might get packed up. You know, Mbili is kind of one of them motherfuckers that might be on that shit. I don't know. Or he just might have good conditioning, but he might get packed up in that fight, bro. He said, which I think Mbili will possibly win. I think he's too physical, Canelo, at this stage of his career. Yep. Either Canelo with a highlight reel knockout, though. Either he gonna outwork Canelo and probably knock him out, or they gonna rob him and he really want him in Mbili, or Canelo gonna pack him up with a shot. I don't know. I have to look at the tape. Ricky E. salute. He said a little Puerto Rican crying again. Shakur Trip. They all sell out. Roy, Bernard, yeah. I mean, to be honest, man, I don't know about Tarver. I can't really speak on bro, but I know Roy going over there with Floyd, giving the Russians the black box and secrets. He sell out. They talk about motherfucking what's brother name? Our good brother, you know, Roy and Floyd, but in Donald Trump, they talk about bro. But a lot of them dudes be going over to Russia giving intel. John David Jackson was giving Sergey Kovalev our secrets. Buddy McGurf. A lot of these niggas been selling out to the Russians. These dudes will sell out their own mama for a check. It ain't even a check that's worth selling out. Shane definitely a sell out for taking and then they turned on him. Johnson, salute. They haven't been showing he's racist, he's Hispanic, he don't lie. I told y'all, man. I be telling y'all, dog. I ain't gonna say all that, but I be telling y'all they not your friend. B-Hop a dickhead. People in Philly be talking about how he don't show love or wanting to take pictures with nobody. I mean, I can believe it. He said they still be calling us Mayates every. Of course. You thinking that, you know, man, I ain't about to go to these niggas going. They gotta learn, bro. That's why my message is to push, we got to get money together. We got to, as black men, if we want to start getting universal respect, which we do, because they ain't got the fucking kahunas, or some of these hoes ain't got the clitoris to say it to our face. You know what I'm saying? But, we got to just be as one. Sound like David starting to fall for the racial politics, man. He said Wilder gonna beat Chisora. Man, Chisora about to pack Wilder the fuck up, man. That bitch took Wilder's soul. Man, if y'all knew what was this nigga doing, man, that bitch took Wilder's soul. That dude definitely lying on his meat. He said Lester gonna get David. Watch. I mean, I don't know. I think it's too much weight between them right now. I think Ammo fights. I watched that. Adame's a good fighter, man. When he stopped running back and forth to Mexico, to Dominican Republic, eating all that food. They start keeping his ass in the U.S. and keeping him in shape. That's why he lost to Brian Castanos, because he just wasn't in shape. They said he was going back to the Dominican Republic and putting 20, 30 pounds on, and then having fat camps. They start keeping his ass here. And, for the most part, he starts staying in shape. But let's move on to the next topic. So, I'm okay. How we gonna rock it is this. We gonna quick hit Ennis and Zayas and Keef Thurman and Fundora in probably the last 30 minutes or 35 minutes. It'll be about David and Shakur, right? We're gonna that's be the most lengthy part. So, I got a lot of people in my comment section. I don't know where these Keef Thurman fans came from. And they've been talking about, they like Keef Thurman, to, defeat, Sebastian Fundora. I mean, to each his own. Keef Thurman, we talked about the other day. He talking about he ain't scared to lose, and all this type of stuff. And so I ain't really tripping on it. I mean, I've seen Keef Thurman get hurt by Brock Jarvis. Now, I'm not saying that possibly Brock Jarvis couldn't have a better punch than Sebastian Fundora. I don't think Fundora is really that big of a puncher, but I just think he's a consistent, accurate puncher. I think he's very consistent. He's very accurate. And I don't really think he tries to torque into his punches. He think one of those dudes that just let his punches flow. And I think that's, you have those type of punchers. I mean, I'm trying to think of one of them. Man, I can't think of his name in my head right now. No, did he? But it's been punchers like that who just break you down with consistency, accuracy, double, triple up shots, and they may not look hard. You know what I'm saying? No, did he? But I think Fundora is just one of those dudes that's accurate. I think Keef Thurman, my biggest problem in this fight with Keef Thurman is that he doesn't control the lead hand. That's my biggest problem with him. He doesn't control the lead hand. And Keef Thurman just doesn't like to throw just straight punches. We seen it in the Pacquiao fight, and we got into like a little discussion a couple weeks ago in the comment section. Somebody was like, well, he was taking a step backward, man. You down. You got dropped in the first round, I believe. You down. It took you about 4, 5, 6 rounds to figure out to throw the 1-2 or the 2 versus southpaw. You can't afford to hit him with a 1-2 and pop his head back and take a step or two back, then take a step back, then take a half step back. You had to 1-2 him. Either you pivot out with a hook, or you spin him and you continue to work, or you 1-2 and you follow up with a hook and you follow up with another 2, or you 1-2 again. Keef Thurman just kept resetting. It was like, well, Pacquiao, and imagine that wasn't even prime Pacquiao. Keef Thurman just don't like to throw straight punches. And when you get into this fight, if you just looking to throw that looping shot to drop him, that Mendoza threw, I mean, cool. But if you're gonna beat Sebastian Fundora, if he uses his jab in his fight, you have to take away his. And it's not hard. I'm not saying if you're able to take away his jab and start touching Fundora, he'll forget the jab. But if he uses jab consistently, then I feel like you got another problem. So you got to be able to take away that lead jab. Whether it's, jab with him, jab to the stomach. You know what I'm saying? I think it got to be a lot of feints in this fight. I think he got to use angles in his fights. I think he got to really learn how to drop his weight and spin Fundora in this fight. So, in my humble opinion, bro, I just think Keef looking for one shot, and it could be there. To be honest with you, if Keef is practicing catching and shooting, Keef is practicing feinting them, getting out of position. But I really think that lead hand when you fight Fundora, you can't let him get into a rhythm. That's like letting Steph get a layup and get a couple shots in the bucket. It's over with. Curry gonna go crazy. You got to take away that lead hand first, and he got to back him up. So I don't really think he can take the physicality of Fundora. You know, if he in the first 6 rounds, if he don't drop him or do something significant, Keith Thurman getting packed up like he going out from the Amazon facility to your house. Keith Thurman getting packed up. I seen Brock Jarvis hurt Keith Thurman. I seen it. I seen Brock Jarvis hurt Keith Thurman, man. I seen it with my own 2 eyes. I don't think he can take the punishment. He frail. And people say, well, he ain't never been knocked out. He motherfucker stopped fighting. He legitimately stopped fighting. He legitimately stopped fighting, bro. He took some years off. His hands was hurting, his ass was hurting, his ankles was hurting, his wrist was hurting, the whole 9. So I honestly I don't really see him in reality, if Fundora is really who we think he is, especially if he gonna move up and weight and make some shake, this fight really should be over no later than 6 rounds, 7, 8, 9 at the latest. That's when I would predict this fight was over. Keith Thurman's done. Keith Thurman's done, man. When I seen that Brock Jarvis dude hurt him, and then you got to know Keith Thurman is a front runner. Keith Thurman is very good conditioning. Dog, I mean, I just see Fundora packing this dude up, bro. Yeah, Fundora. I mean, I just literally don't see it, bro. I don't see it. If he do it, I'm happy for him. I feel like if he win this fight, I think he punched his ticket in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. You know, two division title holder. A lot of people see him as the champion at 147. WBA, WBC, he did quit. You know, I think the logical fight after this could be Virgil Ortiz, could be Jermell Charlo for him. So Keith Thurman, as it stands, you know, at one point we thought he would be a shoe-in, you know, at the trajectory of his career to be a Hall of Famer. But as of right now, no, you know, no Hall of Fame. He could say, well, I don't fight for. It's funny how everybody's saying, I didn't fight for belts. I didn't fight for belts. I don't care about the belts. But this the same dude who held up Errol Spence' career by holding on to the belts. If he didn't care about the belts, why not let him go? All that happened was Pacquiao came and smacked you upside your motherfucking head, and you went bald after that fight. You know what I mean? So, you know, at the end of the day, man, I think, honestly, I think that fight is interesting from 1 to 6. But if he do it, man, you know, I'd be the first person to, you know, give him his just due, to be honest, man. I think kind of like the old heads in boxing, or the old heads running rap. If Keith Thurman can get that win, you know, I think we're gonna have some questions about this generation, to be honest, of fighters. But to move on, I think it's a preconceived notion that Xander Zayas and Jerron Boots Ennis that, oh, Zayas really not gonna take this fight because Boots is this and Boots is that, and I'm not mad at it. I mean, people think Boots is this great fighter, but we seen Boots in there struggling with Karen Turkachan. We seen it. We seen Boots struggle with Karen Turkachan. So, I mean, y'all can say, "Oh my God, Boots is the greatest," and I don't really see Boots losing this fight. And Zayas is really, I think, in my opinion, and I heard nothing from inside the boxing sources, but I feel like Top Rank got that deal with the Zone based off making this Zayas and Jerron Boots in this fight. I feel like it was contingent on that. You know, and also what really made me think, not before I got on, it made me think about, you know, doing a live. What actually made me really think about, you know, talking about this was that I remember when Fundora made this dude want to do a 10-pound rehydration clause, right? And I'm like, man, this nigga's a sucker. You feel me? That's what I'm thinking. But when I seen him do that interview in the radio station, that's a big motherfucking guy. He talking about he may even top off, no, did he, at 147 pounds. I mean, 175 pounds. So in reality, dog, I think Boots in a real fight here, bro. I don't really think Xander Zayas is that great of a fighter yet. That's a big motherfucker when I was watching that interview, dog. Boots might now he ain't Karen Turkachan with the feints and the foot movement or that ain't him, but he is very consistent. He keep you at the end of, and he one of them 147 pounders, 154 pounders that can compete with Boots physicality. I don't see I get why people feel like Boots is this ultra talented guy and why nobody really want to fight Boots, but I don't really think. I think if you're gonna fight Boots, I think the best chance to get Jerron Boots Ennis is right now. I think the best time to get him is right now. So for Xander Zayas, I think he can afford to lose a fight like this. I think he can afford to lose a fight like this because he got his country behind his back as long as he don't quit. But can he win this fight? I think he can win this fight. I don't really think Boots has got to prove he that guy. Even with Errol Spence at one point, he was able to get in there and he was able to prove that he was able to get in there and he was able to prove that he was him. When he got in there with Sean Porter, I think that kind of validated him. I guess it was a few questions about his career at that point. He really was going to stop Sean Porter and all that. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, he was supposed to stop him, but he really validated himself by, beating Sean Porter at some point. Will this be the fight for Jerron Boots Ennis? I mean, I would say no. But he get 2 belts and it's, you beat a guy like Zayas. You get a step closer. It ain't beating Virgil Ortiz, it ain't beating Sebastian Fundora, but you get a step closer to that validity. But to be honest with you, bro, this is gonna be a big fight. They talking about in June. I would probably assume that it's gonna be on Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend. So he gonna be on a huge stage. This guy's gonna be on a huge stage. So I think the stage, the notoriety of this fight is the most important thing. And obviously winning the fight is very important. So I can see Xander Zayas going in there and winning this fight. I definitely can. Because Boots, it's a lot of unchecked marks about Boots. There's they can say, we seen Boots in the gym, take that headgear off and take a punch. So I don't think, you can't be a guy like Xander Zayas who calling out, oh, Fundora ducked me, or this guy didn't want to fight me. And then when it come to Boots, y'all got to fight. And unfortunately, what also this probably screams as well, too, is that Josh Kelly didn't want to fucking fight. He didn't want to fucking fight. So, I mean, honestly, I think it's a good fight. I think it's a good fight. I think, some people going to be surprised. I think some people going to be surprised by, they're going to be surprised. I think they're going to be surprised by this, man. This is going to be a big fight. Philly going to fill it up. Puerto Rico going to fill it up. New York going to fill it up. And if they're smart, they put Edner Berlanga on the undercard. If they're smart, they put Berlanga on the undercard. They get Berlanga. They get Sabril Matias. You know what I'm saying? If I'm Dalton Smith, I don't feel like I need to rematch him. And they fill the card out. I feel like that's a smart thing to do, man. This, get in there, feel that. I don't know who else they got. I mean, this is a great opportunity for Boots. This is a big, hopefully they don't put a price tag on it. You know what I'm saying? But this is a great opportunity to build that fan base. You're gonna have the niggas in Philly. Soon as when the summer about to come in, you're gonna have the dudes from Philly in there. You got a Puerto Rico. That's gonna be a good atmosphere, bro. I think the fight is big. I think it's bigger than the Virgil Ortiz fight from the atmosphere standpoint, from the importance of if it's Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion on it. I think he walked into a bigger fight, especially if they make it for the Frisky. I don't understand why they keep putting all this shit on pay-per-view and then they turn around and wonder why they don't have no superstars, man. You can't make people pay for a product that they don't know about. So I think this is going to be one of the more, I think it's a good look for Boots, honestly. It's a good look for Zayas. Even if Zayas lose, who give a fuck? He, 20-something years old? I mean, Brian Norman just lost. And there's rumors that he can get a TLF, he can get a Ryan Garcia fight. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. He said Shakur and Keyshawn are such weirdos. I'll never defend niggas outside the ring. Everything they get is warranted. He said Devin is attempting to learn how to wrestle from Don Cormier. You gotta do more than learn how to wrestle. You know, you gotta learn to defend kicks. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different world in there. If Thurman wins, it sends Fundora to the desert with no shoes or water. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. One honor salute. So I'm not high on Xander, me neither. But I think he is trash, and he got lucky to get those 2 belts. Xander has no power. I see nothing special about him at all. I'm not high key on him. He said, I agree, but he big kid though. I believe in Keith Thurman fight skill, but the size advantage for Fundora is ridiculous, 11 inches. Yeah, that's Adam. Yeah, shit, we'll see. Boost can't afford to lose. He's been in the game too long and still got no exposure, so Boost needs the young bucks. Yeah, he can't afford to lose this fight. Zayas can lose and still be all right. But I'm not too high key on Boost. I don't think Xander can beat Boost. I mean, worst and crazier things to happen. Yeah, Boost got to win this fight. He said he gon' a lot of the boxing world question if he not. Yeah, if he loses fight, Boots might as well go work at the QT. Y'all got QTs in Philly, quick trips, or just in the South? He gotta go work at the Quick Trip. Welcome to the Quick Hit Mark. Hey, weren't you that one nigga that used to box? No, my name is Duran Apu Ennis. That is my brother, Duran Ennis. And they gonna have to get a whole new identity and shit. This nigga gonna be Mission Impossible boots and shit. Wow, right? Let's move on. Let's close it out. Let's close it out strong. No Diddy. Let's go. When Diddy get out, man, that shit gonna be crazy. Any nigga still going to the Diddy party is wild.
What fights are you looking forward to?
Bro, I really wanted to fight Shakur bad, and he's out here saying, "Oh, I'm the best."
He thinks he's the best, and he's already willing to go up to 144. Just go 3 more pounds. You know what I mean? It's the same shit.
You're not gonna struggle. Fuck,
exactly.
You eating? Yeah.
What fights are you looking forward to?
Bro, I really wanted to fight Shakur bad, and he's out here saying, "Oh, I'm the best."
He thinks he's the best, and he's already willing to go up to 144. Just go 3 more pounds. You know what I mean? It's the same shit.
You're not gonna struggle. Fuck,
exactly.
You eating? Yeah.
So y'all boy Shakur heard that, right? Somebody sent it to me. So Shakur heard that. Let me pull up who sent it to me, or I seen it. Hold on. Let me see if you can see exactly what he said. So Shakur did respond. I seen it. So it might have been on the ring. Let me see if we can pull it up. So he responded. I just kind of briefly looked at it, and he basically said that, if I got to go up 3 more, if I got to go up, why don't David Benavidez go up and, go up and fight Alexander Usyk then? And I'm just like, okay, bro. He's just so unlikable, bro. So he said if Shakur thinks he's the best, we just heard, he's already willing to go up to 144. Just go up 3 more pounds, David Benavidez. I said I will just on my time and not on nobody else's time. Tell David I will go up when he go up to his 4th weight class and fight Usyk.
I really wanted to fight Shakur bad.
So that's pretty much what he said. You know what I'm saying? On his own time. Now the problem with it is, we already have about 1,000 weight classes in boxing. I really frown upon, catch weights. But the problem that I had with it is nothing personal with Shakur Stevenson. The problem that I had with it was you were willing to go up to 147 pounds, and you were willing to take on Conor Benn, right? So everybody like, okay, if you're willing to go to 47 for Conor Benn, why not just fight Devin Haney? Then why not just fight Ryan Garcia? Then it turned into what? It turned into, we got to do a catch weight. We got to do it. And then this is the same ass nigga who had all these advantages. This motherfucker was bigger than everybody he damn near fought at the lower weight. He was 2 times bigger than Oscar Valdez. He was bigger than Robinson Casiaco. This was a guy that was squeezing down in weight to fight smaller guys at 126, 130. And remember, this is the same dude who was talking stuff about Shoo. Oh, Shoo the same size as me, and he should be no. You been a natural 140 pounder. He went up to 140, and he easily smoked, T.O. He was stronger, faster, quicker than T.O. Shakur should have been at 140 pounds to begin with. He's, everybody want to say, well, Earl was weight bullying and Devin was weight bullying and this guy was weight. Okay, I feel y'all, right? I don't use the term. You can make the weight, but let's not act like you ain't been bigger than everybody that you didn't fought. You didn't damn near fought at them lower weight classes, bro. And when somebody, I do it on my time, then I don't really understand what was the whole hoopla. What was the hoopla? Why did you call out Conor Bendick? This dude is a fraud. This dude is a fraud. I keep telling y'all that, bro. What did Papoose say in his diss record about 50? He said, I don't know how motherfuckers can't see. I'm paraphrasing. He fraudulent. He said, I don't understand how they can't see that. But we all been in situations where we've been in bad situations. We have friends that shouldn't be around us. And we couldn't see it, but our parents could see it. Our brothers could see it. Our sisters could see it. Our cousins could see it. Or people who care, our teachers could see it. Isn't, we all did, people in here who've been dating and stuff. We all been in situations where we've been with a chick that everybody around us can see is going to go bad, but us. And you learn from those situations for sure. That's a fact. But you can see it, bro. And then think about this. Look at who's this guy? Who's this guy? This is Shakur Stevenson. I'm 175 pounds in between fights. You too small? This nigga is just buying time before he get exposed and he lose. He is just buying time. He is buying time. This dude is a fraud. I keep telling y'all that. And it ain't, and I'm not the only one to see it. What really validated to me, he a weird ass ninja too. You can tell he weird. But what really validated is when I watched the film, and people's trying to make it seem like I'm crazy, right? Like I'm like I believe in myself. Can't nobody make me question myself, right? Because I believe in what I see when I believe when I watch this boxing shit. But shout out to Troy King.
Shakur is what he is because he don't like getting hit with power. He be saying that. And people keep using Jamal Herring and these other guys. He sparred them and he know they're not punchers. So yeah, you gonna see him go forward and do all the things he need to do. Soon as somebody is punching, he's not trying to stay in there. And that's what makes it trash. And that's why he doesn't have the craft of boxing. When you watch the all-time greats, if you didn't belong in there with them, they tell you get the man out of there. If you're dominating the man, you getting him out. Shakur doesn't like to get hit hard. And if he's so good defensively, why can't he do it in the middle of the ring? It's still entertainment involved. You got to finish the guy. Shakur doesn't like getting hit with hard shots. That's why he keeps trying to drain people and bring them down with weight class. No, bro. If you nice, you go to where they at. You take the belt. I never seen Sugar Ray do these things.
So, I think in the clip they show Sugar Ray Leonard, but definitely Sugar Ray Leonard did shit like that. But I think he was talking about Sugar Ray Robinson. But because Sugar Ray Robinson, he went to where you was at, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna get into that history of boxing, right? But I got a video coming, so I'm not gonna speak too much on this. But he's 100% right on that. He validated that everything I seen on film. If you watch that film study I did on the Patreon between him and T.O., I was disgusted, bro. That wasn't because I hate the dude or how, man, dude, he ain't that good. Defensively, he not that good. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to Edwin De Los Santos showed you everything you need to know. They act like they expunged that fucking fight off his record or that film off the internet like they did Kovalev and Darnell Boone too. I mean, one. And he not that guy. He not that guy. He hasn't done anything in boxing. He didn't even get a gold medal to come in and start ordering and making shit shake like a fucking tree. He didn't even get a gold medal to boss people around like that, right? So what has he done in boxing to be able to start like getting concessions in his favor. He ain't did what Manny Pacquiao done did. He ain't did what Canelo done did. He didn't do what nowhere near what Floyd and did. He ain't did what Andre Ward and did to start really. But Andre Ward came into the game with fame. He came in the game with clout because he was the last American male to win a gold medal. So guess what? When you win a gold medal, you know, that's why y'all was mad at kind of Lomachenko. But Lomachenko won 2 gold medals, so he can kind of come in there, kick in the doorway to fofo and run your shit. So when you got the gold medal, at least it used to be like that. Remember, the last male to win the gold medal for the United States was Andre Ward. When you used to be like that, when you had a gold medal, man, that was the key to superstardom. And the guys that didn't get it, you know, I think De La Hoya, his first pro fight, he got 25 G's or some shit like that. It could be more. I think it was around 25 G's he got gold medal. Floyd Mayweather got like $1,500 for his pro debut. And that was the difference between Floyd getting a bronze medal, and most people feel like Floyd got robbed, and the difference between Oscar De La Hoya getting a gold medal. You know what I'm saying? That was the difference. You know? So, you know, he don't even have a gold medal to stand on. But then it's the same dude that's talking about he too small. You walk around 175 pounds. You know, and it's just he buying time, bro. He ain't no different than Tank. I keep telling y'all, bro. They ain't no different than Tank. He know he on borrowed time. He know he not that good. He know it. He know he not that good. But going back to him and David beefing, I mean, you know, David is sitting there. David is sitting there with a racist. You sitting there with a racist. He is sitting there having a conversation with a racist. You know what I'm saying? Just think about that for a minute. And y'all think he down for the cause. Y'all, come on, man. Just think about think about if one of these brothers get in trouble. Look how quick people separate themselves from Diddy. Ain't nobody know him. Ain't nobody was at the party, and everybody bailed on Diddy. Just think about what this right here. Ryan Garcia said all that shit, all that bad stuff about the black community. He said all that stuff about bad about the black community. Think about that. You think you want your brand next to a guy like Ryan Garcia? The Zone or the Ring magazine. Keep working with Ryan Garcia. He ain't had to. I didn't see him make an official apology on the Zone about what he said, or the Ring magazine. Think about that, and think about Devin Haney when he said, "I never let a white boy whoop me." You know, and I wouldn't apologize for it. Think about Deontay Wilder said he wanted to catch a body in the ring. Remember that? And they made him apologize, and they threatened to strip him. They threatened to strip him. They threatened to strip him. But Ryan Garcia ain't never issued an apology. You know, I mean, he was on Club Shay Shay talking about, oh yeah, it was mental health. No mental health. That wasn't no mental health issues, dog. He never issued an apology to the community. But then you got Keyshawn Davis all in his face, all in his fucking face. Look here, if somebody did something that was catastrophic to their career the way Ryan Garcia did, or some wild shit like that, you think I'd be sitting up with the dude doing a stream with him? No, if I didn't believe what he believed in, absolutely they believe what they believe in. Just because these niggas wear some Timberlands or some Air Jordan 4s, or they dress like us or try to dress like us, bro. One of the things when you see people trying to dress like us, the Wiggas or Wigga Hector or whatever Hector trying to be black, a lot of times that's really a code for them trying to be racist, man. I'm telling you that right now. That's a code for them trying to be racist. Admiration, oh yeah, we just cultural appropriate, man. Cultural appropriation is racism, bro. And a lot of how they look at it is racism. They want to be you. Well, you know, they want to eliminate you and be you in most of the, I ain't saying in all the cases, but most of the cases, they want to dress like you and then be calling you a nigga and shit, bro. Telling you, bro, how they rolling, bro. Telling you how they rolling. I know a lot of people don't really, you know, think I'm tripping or think or whatever the situation may be, bro. But man, I'm trying to tell y'all, bro, how they rolling, bro. You don't align yourself with somebody that's, if you really rock with black people, let's like basically if your best friend was beefing with somebody and the person they beefing with was in the wrong, is you gonna be rolling with the person that they beefing with? Absolutely not, bro. Not with your best friend. Not with your homeboy, not with your boy, your homeboy. Come on, man. You ain't about to be rocking with them. You gotta watch what these people do, man. They'd be nice in the media, act like they cool with you and all that type of stuff. And key, he, we cool. That motherfucking David ain't down with y'all, bro. They ain't down with y'all. What if Ryan was said that shit about he was a black guy and said that shit about Mexicans? Real talk. What if he was a black guy and he said that shit about Mexicans? What if he did? Yeah, you fuck the Mexicans and woo. I did this and put a knee on this Mexican back, and I hope, yeah. Well, come on, man. Every sanctioning belt body would strip this motherfucking ass naked. He couldn't even wear the colors. Remember that brother that fought the dude, the Puerto Rican cat, and he ended up having brain damage? Dog, they set that brother up, man. They destroyed that brother's career. What's his name? Tyrell or something like that, bro. He didn't, I don't believe he intentionally did that. Pritchard Cologne. I think he fought the dude Pritchard Cologne, and they blamed him for him having brain damage in the fight. Bro, they railroaded that dude career. I believe in another fight, they set him up to lose in one of his other fights. See, when we do something, they find a way to exile us, rob us. They can always recover because they stay on code. They can always recover, bro, because they stay on code. We fighting with each other. We kikiing, begging Ryan Garcia for a fight, making them relevant and all that shit. Worry about our pockets and, oh yeah, you know, Ryan, this, that. We doing all that type of stuff. They don't respect y'all. They stay on code with each other. They're dressed like you, act like you cool, train with you, smoke with you, shoot, smoke the hookah with you, and all that type of stuff. But the minute like this, they show their true colors, bro. They show their true colors, man. Ryan Garcia and David Benavidez, that's his man's. He believed what Ryan Garcia said about niggas. I keep telling y'all that, bro. He believed what Ryan Garcia said about niggas. He believe it. He don't care nothing. They code is bigger than their brand. I mean, they on code is bigger than their brand. And that's why we got to start not supporting these platforms, not spending money with these platforms, not interviewing these motherfuckers, man. And that's whoever who ain't on code. Whoever on some black cake shit, or whether they black themselves, they eating butter biscuits or watermelon seeds or chicken and beer. I'm cool on it, bro. Oh, Lord, David Benavidez, you're an honorary nigga. Yeah, all right. You believe that. And that's why if this country ever come down to a race war, man, we need that to happen damn near for y'all to wake up and see what's going on. Hector is not your friend. You know, he not your friend. Most brads is not your friends. And if it wasn't these laws and politics, you know, being involved into this, bro. If it wasn't no laws of politics being involved in this, dog, and it was a free for all, bro, you'll see it. And a lot of the brothers that go to prison, they see it. They see it. You know, and that's why a lot of them dudes be calling out them dudes in SoCal like that. That's in LA, who be sitting there and they sit here and they want to extort, you know, black musicians or extort black people for not having colors on, but the Mexicans be upside their fucking head. In Chicago, the Latin Kings, they do all this shooting at each other and all that type of stuff, but the Hispanics be on their head. They don't be keeping the same energy for the Hispanics. Real talk. Real talk. So Shakur needed a Negro wake-up call. He found out today. You read these comment sections, man. You got your Negro wake up call. You know what I'm saying? In they mind, they feel like we in Hollywood and we ain't black, and you know we ain't black, and I ain't black. We all one, man. Bull jive. And his response was pussy. Well, I'll move up when I told y'all, bro. I keep exposing Shakur Stevenson, man. On tape, what he's saying, the hypocrisy about the weight. Dog, you gotta understand, you gotta ask yourself, why do Bud keep this fucking little pudge around? Why Bud keep this little ankle biter around? Probably drug him on that Aiden Ross stream, and not Aiden Ross don't want to play Blueface's money. And as soon as they bring that motherfucking heat to his front door, he gonna call the cops. But that's what happened when you be bootlicking. That's what happened when you be buffooning and raccooning. You know, Whack 100 sitting out there vouching for him, and then all of a sudden, this dude didn't pay you. They not your friend. I don't understand how people don't understand this shit. They not your friend, bro. They not your friend. They not your friend. Keep saying this time and time again. Shakur, as much as you want to make Spanish rice and tacos and fucking barricos or whatever they eat in fucking Puerto Rico, you still a nigga, bro. You still a nigga, man. Hate to break the news to you. But at the end of the day, I agree with David Benavidez had to say. Respectfully, I agree with what he had to say. Take your pussy ass up and 3 more pounds to fight Ryan Garcia. Do it. You constantly chasing Devin, you competing with Devin, because that's all that shit is with Devin. Whether it's Richardson Hitchens or whether it's Keyshawn Davis, whether it's Raymond, Four-Door Focus, all them niggas was cooning for Ryan Garcia. You know, that's all it is. It's jealousy, bro. How you gonna get mad at a dude because his daddy helped make it? What him and his daddy had a plan and executed it. Go look at go find your father. Matter of fact, go find your mother and ask her why she didn't do better. Your mother is the one, as long as it's consensual, is the one who allowed them to slide their PlayStation disc into her fucking hard drive. Your mother's the one that picked your pappy. But y'all always want to give these women grace. No, look at your mother and ask her why she picked that deadbeat. Ask her, get your father's side of the story. Get your father's side of the story. Why don't y'all never blame these fucking women for the predicament that you in? Because you 5'5", 5'6", 110 pounds. Blame your mother for not going to fuck a taller nigga, man. Blame your mother for not fucking the bigger guy, bro. Blame your mother for Shakur for picking that fucking deadbeat Puerto Rican. You have an identity crisis. Blame your mother. Keyshawn, blame your mother for dealing with your father like that. Don't go out there at Abdullah Mason and Devin Haney because they fathers are involved. I ain't never seen none of y'all come at Angel Garcia like that. He didn't call y'all nappy-headed niggas. He didn't say slurs towards Amir Khan. Ain't none of y'all came for Angel Garcia neck like that. Am I lying? Ain't none of y'all came for Mikey Garcia daddy neck like that. You know, none of y'all. Ain't none of y'all came for Robert Guerrero daddy neck when he called Floyd a woman beater. Woman beater. None of y'all came for their neck. Come on. Ain't none of y'all came for these dudes' necks, bruh. Nobody came for Joe Kawasaki daddy neck. We can go on and on and on in a number of fighters who are non-black fighters who have fathers that nobody had nothing to say for. These motherfuckers said racist shit below the belt, all this type of stuff. Ain't nobody but y'all just Abdullah Mason ain't hurt nobody, bro. Abdullah Mason ain't did nothing to nobody. So that just lets you know it ain't got nothing to do with character. It ain't got nothing to do. Devin character don't seem to be off, to be honest with me. He just seemed like, a kid. Or me, he younger than me. He seemed like a kid, you know what I'm saying? Living his life, Abdullah Mason ain't hurt nobody. I got your belt. Come get it. Come on. Family, all the brothers respectable. The father seemed to be respectable. What's the issue? Henry Garcia called Bill Haney nappy headed. He almost wanted to call him a nigga. Mama out of pocket racist. Y'all say nothing to them. Y'all don't say nothing to them. Crazy to me, bro. Instead of going to get that closure from your parents, you project your issues, you project your fears, you project your weaknesses, you project them onto them. I mean, just imagine. Imagine if you got one of the kids in the classroom, they parents volunteer, they parents bring them McDonald's, or they parents bring them a lunch, or they got nice clothes. Imagine the hatred that those kids get. Those usually the kids that they be trying to bully. Nice clothes, nice shoes, involve parents, mother, see the father. They got money to go on a field trip. They got spending money to go to the book fair. They also got extra chains. They got nice clothes. Their parents pick them up in nice cars. And this is why you really can't mix your children into the poverty-stricken schools. Right? You can't. This is why you want to pay for your kids' education so they can be around, so they don't got to deal with the hating ass shit. But then again, some situations you still want to deal with other situations. But this is what they doing. This is on some elementary, middle school, high school type shit. This is what they doing. Oh man, fuck that nigga, man. And they trauma bonding. Raymond 4-door or 2-door Focus, Keyshawn Davis, Richardson Hitchinson, and fucking Shakur Stevenson, man. It ain't nobody's fault where you started in life at, but your parents' fault. That's it. It ain't nobody else's fault. Really, it's your mother's fault. If she picked a sorry ass nigga. Now, if he passed away or he changed up, then let me just say it's your parents' fault. That's it. Don't know. Every guy put you in position because that's a position you need to be in to be successful. People talk all the bad shit about struggling and all this. Let me say something about struggling, fam. Let me say something about struggle. Struggle build character. Struggle build character. I'm going to say that once again. You see a lot of wealthy people or rich people or just, middle class good people that pass shit on to their kids, but then teach them how to earn it and they don't have no character. When you go out and you move out to nice neighborhoods, you see a lot of character is lacking. The housewives don't have character. They all, you know how they be fucking each other husbands, talking bad behind the kids don't have character. The husbands don't have manners. They don't hold the door. They don't say, excuse me. They don't know how to have no manners. They don't know how to speak to nobody. They don't wash their ass. They don't wash their hands. Character is very lacking in those influences. Believe it or not, in inner cities and ghettos and neighborhoods, those one thing I can't give to a lot of the parents that's raising their kids, those kids got character. Those kids got manners. They know how to wash their ass most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. You know what I'm saying? So it's just something that just need to be talked about. It really is lacking. This is why when your kids I'm going to wrap it up in a minute. I got any questions, I'm going to answer them. This is why when your kids go out into the real world, you got to teach, especially when your black kids go out into the real world, they got to know conflict resolution. They got to have social skills. And I remember I know somebody, niece who, she started working at Chipotle and stuff. And the white woman was talking about, she wanted to touch her hair because the way it curled up, and she started like touching her hair and wanted to, she was very curious about her hair. She worked out in the Chipotle out the way, where I live at now. And she got in the car. She told, I was so glad I was so proud of her holding it together because, I'm like, you hit that hoe out here, man, you're going to be up under the jail. And they do stuff like that. Like, you got to understand a lot of stuff they do that people do. They say stuff. You got some kids who got slick mouths who don't think what they say is disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? So, the world is a melting pot. You know, when you start living and getting money, or you start living and going to college, and you start exploring, like, that's one thing about interracial relationships that we can't speak on. One of the reasons why I really don't deal with them is because it's like once you start to integrate, you know, basically when you marry, you breaking two families are becoming one. You know, it's the level up. You know, they always love to talk about leveling up while dating and all that type of stuff, but it's literally two level up. You know, this family got on gas station. We own chicken wing spots. Just vague. Just we want to come together and make a super empire. That's what it is. Marriage ain't, marriage ain't for love, you know what I'm saying, per se. You know, you would love to grow together to love each other, but marriage is really a business deal. You know what I'm saying? It's two families coming together that have similar, you know, ideologies and backgrounds, and we're gonna make a super family. That's it. They believe in this, we believe in Christianity, or they believe in Islam, we believe in Islam. You know what I'm saying? We believe our kids shouldn't eat pork. We believe our kids should go this route. We should be cool integration. It's seamlessly. That's why, you know, people talk about, that's why we need to bring back, you know, arranged marriages, because it's an agreement between two families. You know what I mean? But once you start giving people options, and you start giving people liberations to pick and choose what they want to do with our life, that's when you start getting fucking up. You see when women become more liberated than ever, and they are more unhappy than ever. They wanted to work like men, they wanted to be like men, they wanted to act like men, and they got the results, and they're unhappy. Men are comfortable being unhappy. You know what I'm saying? What our happiness is when our lives is, you know, what our regular happiness is when our lives are just like, we just sitting here watching NCAA tournament, chilling, drinking a beer, drinking some water, eating some shit. We just like, ain't nobody calling us with no problems. No nobody need this and need that. You just chilling. Ain't no surprise bill. Ain't the lights ain't go off. You know, you just chilling. You know, and then our peak happiness is if somebody do something good that we didn't expect. We get some money we didn't expect. We get a gift that we didn't expect. We get a promotion we didn't expect. We hit a lot of, that's peak happiness for us, but we know it ain't gonna last. You know, but you know, that's what it is for us. But we built to sacrifice. You know, we built to sacrifice, man, and you know, we understand those things, but it's a different world out here today, you know. So, but you know, now that everybody got options to do something, the world more fucked up than ever. You know, when you look at, you know, the most successful kids are told what to do and how to do it, and when, you know, when to do it and how to do it. You know, the number one thing is when you have children is you got to have a schedule. You know, you got to make your world revolve around your child. You know, you're supposed to enjoy your significant other for some years. Y'all travel, y'all do everything y'all wanted to do. Go to the pyramids. Y'all wanted to fucking make clay bowls. Y'all wanted to design y'all house the way y'all wanted to do it. Y'all wanted to, you know, gain 1,000 pounds and lose it. Whatever the fuck y'all want to do. Y'all wanted to be foodies. Because when them kids are here, it's about the kids. You know what I'm saying? You still have fun for sure. But you tell your kids what to do and how to do it. You start off a routine. You know, I'm gonna read to you when you wake up, or we gonna, you know, guess what? You're gonna put your clothes, you know, you're gonna wash up, put your clothes on, eat, you know, you start putting them into a routine. And after a while, when the kids start doing a routine for 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, about 5 years, your kid is gonna be automatically programmed. You know, how you start is how they gonna finish. So you put your kids in programs, you keep them busy, you keep them with structure. And Tiger Woods was so successful because his dad had a vision for him when he came out the womb. This is what he gonna do. He gonna golf. He gonna do this. He spent time with them. You know, you see a lot of people who had dogs who don't spend time with their dogs. Dogs don't know sit. Dogs don't know how to be calm. You spend time with it. Same thing with your children. You got to put that time in. LeVar Ball said all the time, put the time in with them. Everything should be cater made to your children. So don't forget it. Don't forget it. When you make that sacrifice, everything will revolve around your children at that point. You ready to lead this woman or lead this man? You got to, man, guess what? What's best for your children is not that you split this household up. Do it. The beauty in the relationship is the chaos. Real talk. That's what builds a relationship. The good times don't build a relationship. You know, you're gonna look back, even with your homeboys, you know, y'all stayed at the mall too long. Y'all had to walk home. You know what I'm saying? Even though you mad about it now, you're like, damn, I told you to leave. You get over it. 6 months, 6 years. Hey man, remember the time we got stuck at the mall? Y'all laughing about it now. You know what I'm saying? It made your relationship stronger. You know, remember that time she dumped you on Valentine's Day? You know, in school, y'all laughing about the shit that you feel like, especially when you in school, it feel like it's pain. You ain't gonna never recover, bro. You gonna laugh about that shit. You know, a year, 6 months, a year, 2 years down the line. The chick that you didn't want you, you gonna get out of high school, 3-4 year bitch gonna be big as a house, 3-4 baby daddies, and then you gonna be laughing like a motherfucker. You know, I say this all the time on the Free Game 89 channel, man. A lot of times, a lot of God and women be sparing you, bro. Women be sparing you, dog. I'm gonna say this over and over. Women spare you. I think women got bigger and better hearts than most guys give them credit for. Women spare dudes. Women really be sparing y'all dudes, bro. They know that they ain't shit, so they tell you no. You know what I'm saying? They know it. They know it. I'm a hoe, and you know this. They be sparing dudes, bro. We don't look at it that way. We just look at damn. But it is what it is, right? So let's finish to wrap these comments up. He said, I hope Thurman low-key get packed up, to be honest. Wasn't he one to give Earl Spence or no other black fighters a shot when he was at 40? Yeah, you know, he didn't come back till Pacquiao popped his head up. This is a win-win for Boots. Yeah, I think it's a good look, in my opinion. Not a bad comeback fight for Shakur. David is really a cruiserweight, heavyweight. He said, right, he wants to be where the ones who put the work in at without putting the work in. He said, laugh out loud, they gonna continue to talk shit about them. So, oh well. He said, I'm bigger than Shakur, and I don't even walk around at 175. He said Shakur picking and choosing. Of course he do. Shakur know who to fuck with and who not to fuck with. If Core ever lose, he gonna cry, walk out the ring, and not even gonna do a post conference. Oh, you can already tell from the Olympics. He said Shakur got picks. He already told us that he want to keep fighting flat-footed, come for Latino fighters. He don't want to fight another skilled black person or a black American. That's his kryptonite. He know it. And most black fighters know they got to work when they fight each other. Have you ever noticed the old media has been siding with Shakur over Devin? I think the Latino card is why he doesn't get this hate as Devin. And that could be true, but an active father is why, you know, they hate an active father, you know. And, you know, for Venus and Serena, they father and let a lot of shit slide, but then they still talk, and they still don't even, they talk shit about their father. Their father did all that sacrifice and getting his ass whooped, had a vision for him. So that's the crazy thing about being a father too. You can feel like you doing it. And parent, mothers go through this too. You can feel like you doing everything right, and the kids turn on you at the end. You know, it's a crazy world, man. Being a parent isn't for the weak. You can feel like you sacrificed, you did all this shit for them, and you can have some ungrateful ass kids, or you know, you could be the villain in their book. He said they was mad. Devin said that shit about them weak ass white boys. I mean, he said it. You know, Bob Bernard said it too. It's like 5 white people in boxing. That's especially American. That's players. That's probably even 5. And Caleb like, I'm black. Caleb like, I'm black. Shakur ain't no Latino for one. He don't even speak the language. 2, look at Buddy, and I get we have Afros and Afro Latinos, but they speak Spanish. Shakira got 2 strikes against him. Yeah. He said, I ain't gonna lie. He said, boxing spell 2 and 3. You sound like a lot of racist Latinos who reject Afro. I don't think he's okay. I don't know what comment. Is this the comment you going to? No, I don't think that's what he was saying. I can't let you get away. I don't think that's what he was saying. So, but I mean, I ain't getting into that. Benavidez and Ryan work together now. It's wild. Yup. He said, how many of y'all speak Gula or Seminole language? Any of y'all? Or I don't even know how to pronounce that. We were so quick to invite someone to the cook. Hey, we is, bro. We was so quick to invite people to the cookout, man. They inviting this brother to the cookout right now. Hold on, let me show y'all this shit before I finish this off. They inviting this brother to the cookout right now. Man, you should see the comments. Keisha going wild. Hey, man, we should do Keisha's going wild, bro. Let's put our money together and do Keisha's going wild. Y'all down? Not on the porn shit. Keisha says the darndest things.
Baby, I'm tell you right now, I don't give a fuck how you ask. I'm in the buying flights, buying ice, and buying bags. I'm in the flipping bricks. You act right, you getting shit. Man, your friend keep looking at me like that, man, fucking she getting hit. I'm just playing.
What this comment say right here? Hold on, y'all can't see it. Hold on. What that comment say? All I want for my birthday is a gingerbread man. That's a Keisha. Keisha, do you love me? Are you riding? And they pops too. Yeah, I watched that fight live. He did not do that intentionally. Yes, guys, I say hustle of folks I work with. None of them speak Spanish. People are treated. I see the Filipinos, Africans work with well. Preach. He said that's why you move out of the locations where there's poverty, so your children don't got to deal with that shit. As parents, you got to do whatever it takes to get your kids to be better. Takes to do better for your kids than you had it. I mean, yeah, true, but also it's a thin line because the kids need to struggle too. The kids got to struggle too. No struggle don't build character neither, so they got to struggle too. You know, if I had kids, we would go down to the soup kitchen. I would have them niggas volunteer. I remember my homie dad used to drive through the, if you're from Detroit, the Cass corridor to scare their ass. Like, yeah, and I mean, real shit. Your kids gotta feel the struggle, bro. They gotta know. They gotta feel the struggle. They just can't be house cats and looking at the alley cat. Sometimes they gotta feel like what it's like to be an alley cat too. You got to know what it's feel like to be in the trenches too. So I see a lot of these athletes' sons that try to play the sport that they was in. They ain't got that dog in them. You can put that dog in your kid. You know what I'm saying? But your kid got to go through pain. You can't protect them from pain. Pain and struggle build character. Boxing fans got to start calling these niggas BS. I hate hearing Shakur and Keyshawn talk about casual fans, but casual fans don't know they know them. Casual fans don't buy it at all. At all, man. We keep this shit alive, to be honest. Yeah, I think you kind of misunderstood them a little bit. Black women always talking about black men with white women, but they the most embarrassing people when it comes to mediocre white dudes. Honestly, yeah, it is. All they got to do is All they got to do is just show up. They hash it out. All they got to do is show up. So, the most of the times it's the mixed baby and shit, dog. They was liking when the slave master came in there, and a lot of them was liking that bang, 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 bang. That's my black shot. But yeah, let me get out of here, man. Appreciate y'all. Stay black. Don't do crap.